just learning all about pumpkins. Because you know what? It's pumpkin season. Pumpkin pie and pumpkin picking and pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin seeds and pumpkin stuff. You know what I mean. Do you know what the life cycle of a pumpkin is? Do you remember when we talked about life cycles, how it starts as one thing and then grows and then dies and then starts again and keeps going around and around? Let's check out how a pumpkin grows. First, just like all plants, a pumpkin starts off as a tiny seed. It gets planted in the ground, in the soil. They cover it with soil. What else does it need to grow? You're right. All plants need soil, water, and light to grow. After being in the ground and water, the seed will germinate. It breaks open and starts to grow into a little sprout. It starts as a seed and grows into a sprout, just like the other plants we learned about, like apples and sunflowers. What happens after it grows into a sprout? The sprout grows into vines. Vines are like a long string of leaves. They can grow out and up and wherever it needs to be. Look at all these vines. After the vines have grown, then it starts to flower. I know what you're thinking. A flower? I thought we were growing a pumpkin. But the flower is the next step in the life cycle. From seed to sprout to vine to flower. After the flowers, begin the pumpkin. But they don't start out as the orange pumpkins we know. First, the pumpkins are green. They're not ripe yet if they're green. They're not ready to be picked yet. After letting them grow a little longer, the green pumpkins turn into orange pumpkins. Pumpkins can be grown in big fields like this or in your backyard. After the pumpkins are fully grown, we can pick them and find out what's inside. What do you think is inside? A seed. A seed is inside the pumpkin, and that's how we get more pumpkins, because we can take that seed and plant it back in the ground, and then it would start all over. The seed would germinate, and it would turn into a sprout, and then a vine, and then the vine would flower, and then it would grow a green pumpkin, and then the pumpkin would turn orange, and then we could pick them, and inside would be more seeds, and it could start all over again. And that's the life cycle of a pumpkin. We're gonna learn a little more about pumpkins later. But first, I have a book about pumpkins to show you. And while we're reading about the pumpkins, we can also find all the shapes in the pumpkins. Let's do it. This book is called Pumpkin Shapes by Charles Reasoner. Circle eyes create a happy pumpkin stare. Can you make circle eyes? Yeah, do you remember when we learned about a circle? 0 sides and 0 corners. This pumpkin's got circle eyes. A toothy grin is made using lots of little squares. Do you remember the square? The square has 4 sides and 4 corners. All the sides are the same. Do you see some squares in this pumpkin? I see a square on his nose and even some on his teeth. Triangles as fangs make a spooky smile. A triangle has 3 sides and 3 corners. Do you see a triangle in this pumpkin? I see 2 triangle eyes, 1 triangle nose, and some triangle fangs. Crescent shapes add a funny pumpkin style. A crescent is like the shape of a moon. Not a full moon like a round moon. It starts at the top and goes whoop. I see some crescents in this pumpkin's eyes, in his nose, and his mouth. 3 stars create a festive design. Where do you see stars in this pumpkin? Yeah, he has star eyes. Where else? He has a star for his nose too. Great job. And all 5 jack-o'-lanterns sparkle and shine. Thanks for helping me find the shapes in these pumpkins. I can't wait to go pumpkin picking, eat all the pumpkin things, and learn more about pumpkins with you in the next class.